Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Depression. I'm Jackie, and I think I'm getting the hang of this, sort of. Today I'm making salmon with a lemon, herb, and garlic butter. I love salmon. It's my favorite fish, and fish is my favorite animal meat. This is a level 2 motivation. There's just a little prep needed, but you'll be eating it in under an hour. So let's do this. Let's look at what we'll need. When I went shopping for a few days, I couldn't find any salmon, but eventually I found 2 little fillets. They're about half a pound each, or 8 ounces roughly. For my fresh herbs, I have a little bowl of minced rosemary, sage, thyme, and oregano, because that's the only herbs I have growing besides mint, which I won't mix with the others. I forgot some of the tools I needed until I needed them, so not only do you need what you see, but also a cutting board, a knife, and a zester. If you don't have a zester, you can peel and mince the skin of the lemon. Start by adding 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter into a little mixing bowl. I ran out of my macadamia nut butter, so I'm actually using a vegetable spread. Just because you eat some animal products doesn't mean you can't eat less animal products in the same dish. Next, add in your herbs. You can use dried herbs as well. Even a standard Italian seasoning will work. Then add 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, or 2 cloves of garlic minced. Then zest most of a lemon. My wrists were hurting a bit, so I kind of half-assed it. Do the best you can. While I struggle with that, let's talk more mindfulness. Have you ever heard of wise mind? I hadn't learned it before learning DBT. Wise mind is pretty much what it sounds like though. It's finding the balance between a reasonable or rational mind and an emotional mind. So last time I said that I think the core of DBT is to experience reality as it is, right? Well, this is part of that. You want to be able to regulate your emotions based on ration. And if you can't accept the reality of your situation, how are you going to be able to work on having more control over your mental health? So you have to work on finding that balance. To do this, you have to look back at what mindfulness is. Are you living intentionally and not judging? Are you understanding what's happening in your body and mind? Are you appreciating life? Well, if you struggle with mental illnesses, probably not, right? But also, I don't think most people can answer yes to all of that. Definitely not all the time. This is a practice. This is something you work on when you can, when you're having a good day or even just a good hour. You practice mindfulness. You're not just gonna be mindful all the time, ever, probably. I'd be surprised if my therapist disagreed with that. I just don't think it's possible. Unless you're the Dalai Lama or a devout monk or something. And even they are practicing mindfulness all the time. My point here is that managing your mental health is an ongoing practice. And if you're like me, when I realized that, I became instantly exhausted, but also relieved. Relieved I didn't have to try to be perfect. I could just try to be okay. And hopefully some days I am more than okay. In fact, even downright happy. But also that it's okay that sometimes it's too much and you need to take a few steps back and just try to survive. I think that's all valid. Rant over. I hope that made sense. Anyway, add some salt and pepper and finish mixing up. Then we need to slice the lemon into super thin slices. But you might have to stop and sharpen your knife if you haven't done that in a while. Okay, so slice that lemon really thin. I know my lemon doesn't look like it's a lemon, but it's from my parents' tree. It's a lemon, I swear. For some reason, their lemons also have no seeds, but if you got your lemons at the store, try to remove all the seeds now. If you skip this, you'll have to do it while you're eating. On a baking sheet lined with foil, spray generously with cooking spray before placing the salmon skin side down. Otherwise, the skin will stick to the foil, and while I don't like the skin, we give it to the animals. If you don't care about the skin, I don't know, maybe still spray the foil anyway? Then brush on your butter mixture. If you don't have a brush, you can improvise with a spoon, no biggie. Once all your butter is on your salmon, layer your lemon slices over it. Top off with a little more salt and pepper here if you want. Put in an oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes to start. You may need to cook for longer depending on the thickness of your fillet. So let's take a look. These look done. You want your fish to no longer be translucent at all, and you want it to flake off really easily, but you still want it kind of moist. Now cover it in foil and let rest for about 5 minutes. This finishes the cooking process. And that's it. This looks so good. Let's focus in on this bite. See how the salmon is cooked but still shiny? I know, very technical. Cooking in butter helps with that, but you also need to be mindful of when your fish is ready. If I cooked this for even another 5 minutes, it would be much drier. I love salmon. I think this is a pretty simple recipe, and it's just really good. Charlotte loves salmon skin, although I'm not sure she takes the time to taste it. Make sure when you give your leftover salmon skin to your pets, there's no garlic. That would not be good for them. She knows there's more, but let's see if the cats want any. Madison loves salmon skin too. She doesn't like being the center of attention usually, but this is a good enough bribe. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more recipes and tips for managing depression every week. Bye.